Hello, goblins. It's Chris, Eldritch Pipes. It's an episode of this week's Pipes. My word, it has chilled down this week. It's been between 3 degrees and minus 3 degrees Celsius. Don't know what that is in American. But it's cold, I'll tell you that. My heater has been struggling to keep the workshop warm. It's at this kind of year and these temperatures, my lathe starts to complain. Well, the motor in the lathe starts to complain once it starts getting really cold. Which is why I give it another month. Well, not even that at this point. I'll have to down tools, have a holiday. This week, one of the nice benefits of living in Leamington is that we're a stone's throw from Stratford-upon-Avon, which is home to the RSC, the Royal Shakespeare Company, which is just an amazing theatre. And we went this week to see The Box of Delights. I don't know, I haven't done any research into like how famous this story is, but in the UK, the BBC production back in the, I wouldn't like to think when, 80s, early 80s, it's pretty famous. And it used to play annually. It's a real Christmas film. So it used to get series, I should say. It was like a 3 or 4 part series, I think. Maybe more parts. It's been a little while since I've seen it now. But then the RSC decided to do a production of it, which was amazing. Even though I've seen it many times, it's as a child that I've seen it. I've not seen it as an adult. And so I was thinking, I have these like snapshots of it in my brain. A mouse eating green cheese, a phoenix, a wizard coming out of a painting. Really scattershot images that I've got from the story. And they were all there in the play. It was a really good play. They managed to there's a lot of magic in it. It's really the story of 2 wizards, not really battling, but they are not battling, but they're waged against each other. I think in a kind of contest for who is the greatest wizard. Anyway, they did the magical elements in the stage show really well. It was a great production. We thoroughly enjoyed it. All right. This week's Pipes. I nearly had 2 pipes available this week, but then one just sold. So now I have 1 pipe available this week. Let's have a look. I'll start with the pipe that is available. And I haven't made one of these in a little while. Which is what happens. I tend to start at the beginning of a week and say, what haven't I made in a little while? And also, I had a new stem material. You may remember I produced a new pen blank Portorio marble, black, white and gold, and I really wanted to use the stem material in pipes this week, so I have. So 2 of the pipes feature a stem, one from either end of the blank. Right. is an author. An Eldritch author, one might say. And he's a fine fellow. Continuing last week's theme of black and yellow contrast sandblast, I just love it, and so I went that way again this week. So, lots of straight grain, nice little blast. The Portoro marble blank, looking kind of fabulous, if I say so myself. Straight grain fanning across the bowl again. I tend to like to focus the areas of the contrast blast, so I've left it off the shank a little bit. You can see there, like, I just let the shank go dark on the sides, and actually on the bottom as well. And you can see the rim is quite dark. So just some relief on the bowl. The white's causing it to overexpose a little, but you can see lots of really intricate detail. The gold kind of interleaving in the middle before coming down and really taking hold on the sides as well. Yeah, a handsome fellow. And remember this stem, because the next pipe is going to have a stem from the same blank. And you'll see how they're similar, but also how they're quite different as well. A lot of white being quite dominant at the towards the mouthpiece end. So there you go. He's available. An Eldritch author. What do I do with the bag? Put it on my lap. It is, of course, an acorn. The week wouldn't be right if there wasn't an acorn. So there are still acorns even in winter. Again, the black and yellow contrast. You can see the grain fanning along the shank. And this is how the Portoro looks on this stem. This time, the black and the gold being dominant, with the white interleaving. It looks almost kind of Art Deco to me. It's kind of like got, you know, strange angles in it. Left blank on the bottom, left a little black rim. There you go. that acorn's off to Germany, which is nice. I like it when pipes go to Germany. I've only had one or two go off to that land, and it's nice to know that there are people from Germany watching, interested. Because of course Germany has some very fine pipe makers. The commission today was for Rushel Calola, and there's a strawberry. Rushel was actually very kind with this one. He gave me some leeway. He wanted a natural or tan blast, however, the briar suited, and let me choose the stem. And I hadn't done a tan blast in a little while, but I can't remember the last tan blast. So I was actually quite keen to try that out. I like the way the tan just gives you almost a contrast blast. It's because it's light enough for you to not obscure the light grain, but sinks into the dark grain, so you can see the grain, which is just without having to do any contrast blast techniques. So that's really nice. As you can see, we've got some nice ring grain. And I matched it with a blue and cream stem. This stem material was actually requested for an idea by Jay Furman, if you know him off the Instagram. That's where I know him from anyway. And it's a really nice combination. And it gives me a vibe. I'm not sure what vibe it is, but it's a very... There's something very modern about it, I think. Modern and classy. I'm making no sense. All right. What left to say is there? Oh, yes. My new tradition. Next week, normally I only have one commission a week, but next week, in order to get a birthday pipe in time, I've got two. So David Vayler is my normal commission. He's having an Acorn. So next week we'll for sure have an Acorn in it. In fact, I've got to nail down the details of that Acorn. But then Lance Wade Duffin, hi Lance if you're watching, is having a rusticated Prince, which I'm really looking forward to, with a Guinness stem. I did a Prince last week, but the form of the sandblast or smooth Prince is slightly different to the way that I do the rusticated one. The rusticated one is a bit more extravagant, I want to say. So there it is. Those are the next two commissions, which means I'll only have one pipe available if I get round to that next week. All right. that's it from me. I should be back next week. All being well. Of course, Christmas is going to come crashing down on me very shortly. But yeah, hopefully we'll be back next week. Until then, take it very easy. Your loyal pipe maker.